Hello beautiful goddess divas, I am back with this video finally. I have a little bit of time to record this video for you. You're gonna hear some noise coming from the apartment above mine, so I hope it's not gonna be too distracting, but that's how it is in Italy. So this video will be about choreography of light, which I have promised a while back, and just now I have the time to record. But basically will be a meditative dance where movements repeat themselves over and over again for as much time as you desire. So you can make it as long as you want. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 11 minutes, 1 hour. It's yours to make it yours, to make your meditation in motion as you like. So I'm going to show you the movements of these choreography, and I'm going to give you some suggestions for the music that you can use. But once you have learned the movement and you have understood what music works best for this type of meditation, then you can change the music and you can practice these choreography as much as you want. This specific choreography has been built to call in the goddess energy. So I have two versions of this meditation. One is to call in the goddess energy, to really embody and feel the grace of the goddess flowing through you. And the other one, which I have taught within a paid workshop, so I can offer it for free, it's really to clear the energy away. So energy that you don't need anymore, something that is like holding you back. So basically the other version is really to clear your path and to start calling in the goddess energy. It's more about you sending your self-love, setting new intention, and even building a new concept about yourself. But first you have to clear your path. You have to get rid of everything that doesn't serve you anymore. While this one is to really, you have already done the work of clearing and changing the concept, and you call the energy of the goddess in. Of course, if you haven't done the previous work, it's not that it's not gonna work. You're gonna call the goddess in anyway. It's really to tune in to your feminine, sacred, creative energy within yourself. That being said, let's get started. This choreography has different components, and before I put all the components together, I'm going to break down each of them so you understand better the meaning, the energy force within, and what type of intention you can call in. I do always suggest everyone to clear up the intention first. So before you start the dancing or do some conscious movement, just call in a clear intention first. What you want to get out of this meditation, okay? Don't wait for someone else to tell you what you have to get out of this meditation. You choose, you pick exactly the work that you want to offer to yourself. Once you have clarified that for yourself, then you can start to do the actual meditation. But first, let's see the movement. So the first movement, which is the call in energy, and it's very important, it's a circle with your hips. So this is from belly dance, from oriental dance, and it's a barrel circle, which means that we have to slide the hips to one side. I start with the right side. I'm just sliding from here. This is my center, and I slide. There is no change of level. My navel is in, and I'm just stretching basically the right side of my hips, because by sliding, I'm also elongating these hips. And as you notice, my shoulders are on the same level, so they are not tilted down. It's just my hips sliding side to side. There is this slide of my hips. my knees have the same level, so they don't bend. Okay, and it doesn't matter if you do a big movement or a small one. That's not important for now, because the more you practice it, the more the movement will become extended. This is for the people that are not used to belly dance, okay, movements. Okay, so slide on the right side, and then with your navel in, rotate a quarter of a circle forward. So you are forward. I have lordosis, so you see very little of it. And then you slide like another quarter of a circle to the left, and then back. When you go to the back, and this is very important, your navel is still in. So don't release your belly out. Your belly is in. Do you see my hips? This is released. This is my belly in. And I continue to the side, forward, side to the other side, back. On the back, my navel squeeze in. Okay, let's start from the other side. It's called battle because imagine to have, I like to use a hula hoop image, and I imagine to have a small hula hoops that goes all around, like 10 inches away from my waistline, from my hips lines. And with my belly, I want to touch the edges of these hula hoop around the entire circumference. So if I start to the right, I touch the hula hoop here, and then I'm running all around the hula hoops. I don't know why I put the S at the end of hula hoop. Okay, so you can imagine that to go back, you have to touch with the back of your back, and so you don't want to touch with the buttocks, but with the lower back. Okay, that's why you squeeze your navel even more when you go back, forward. Sometimes I personally sometimes relax more the belly when I'm in the front, and I squeeze more when I'm in the back, just to give more the effect of squeezing, 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 and squeeze, 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 squeeze. The other way, start always from the right. Okay, this is actually a very nice movement to relax tension in your lower spine, especially because when you go back and you squeeze your navel, you relax the lower muscles in the back. So energetically speaking, this movement does two things. When we move from right, forward, left, and back, so counterclockwise. So if you imagine you look down and you are right in the center of a clock, you're going counterclockwise. The energy runs from the earth to the sky, to heaven. But when you go clockwise, so going right, back, left, and forward, the energy goes from heaven to the earth. This running energy up and down, earth, heavens, and heavens to earth, it creates a very powerful magnetic field all around your body. So from basically first chakra to the seventh, you create like a column of light that create these vortexes, energetically speaking. You can believe it or not, but that's what I feel personally. And you can attract both the energy of the prana that comes from the earth and the prana that comes from heaven, and let this prana, this chi meeting at the heart center. And from that point, you start to create this beautiful magnetic field that you can see online, this apple shape type of magnetic field. That's magnetism at work, okay? So when we do this movement, it's the essential movement to call in the sacred feminine, okay? That's when we align to the sacred chi of the universe, and we start to call in sacred creative energy. That's the intention behind the movement. Then, second movement is the spine undulation. It's not the belly roll, even though you will see more the belly roll. It's a spine undulation. Again, yes, belly dance. There is really not a great way to teach the belly roll or the spine undulation actually, because it's more about what you feel, and it's more about how you are in touch with your body. So it's a very sensitive movement for certain women especially. I show you the easiest way for me to do it, and notice that I first learned to do it, like I started to feel the movement, and then I started to break down into the technique behind the movement. That's what I did. I felt the movement happening in my body, and I imagined that, say, if I wanted to undulate from the top down, which was the easiest for me, I imagined like a flow, a current of energy, prana coming down from the sky and running through my spine from my head down to the sacrum bone. And this energy passing through was undulating my spine, okay? This visualization helped me to learn quicker, and then of course after I had to go into the technique. The technique is, let's start with your chest. Your chest goes slightly forward, but it goes up, so it goes in diagonal. Diagonal, then up, keep your navel in, out, and while you, back, not out, your chest back, and while you go back, your belly goes forward, so your belly is in. Now, realign your chest, your navel is in, so your chest is in alignment, original position. Now pull your upper abdominal in and elongate this part of the lower spine, middle abdominal, and then elongate the sacrum, and then release the sacrum. Me having a bad lordosis is not visible, but it becomes something like this. Front up, back, top, middle, lower, release. Release, okay? So chest up, back, middle, top, middle, lower, release. Again. Okay, you have to do it a few times to make it, to adjust it and make it happen for your specific spine, for your specific structure and conformation. And maybe you have a more elongated spine with more space between your vertebrae, and you can make this movement even more visible, more serpentine. And sometimes I personally focus on the abdomen. You can focus just on the belly roll, on the lower part of the spine, rolling and waving. But for this movement, arms up, roll as you bring your hands down. And it's a quick roll. On up, you bring your chest up. Here is neutral, then top of your abdomen, center, lower, release. Again. Okay. Imagine, like I said before, that you are allowing this energy to pass through your body. Okay? Allow the energy to pass through your body. Imagine this a current of prana being released in a wave down to your spine. This is the receiving of blessings. Once you magnetize yourself with the previous movement, then you can finally receive the blessings. You're open, you are in the right frequency to receive your blessings, your guidance, your inspirations, understand your gift, and even creating new concepts about yourself. That's why it's so important that you set a very clear, very precise intention at the beginning of the practice. Because if you don't do it, you call in whatever it's there ready for you to be received. And maybe it might not be something exactly what you want. Okay. Second movement, third movement. That was the second movement, so now let's do the third movement. Third movement is H shape. Plain and simple H shape. So there will be a movement with your hands, but H shape, for those that have never done belly dance, you start from the center. And I always teach you to imagine like an X, where the center of the X is right at the center of your hips, and right there at the center there is a beautiful beam of light. And with your hips movement, you want to move this beam of light on the line, on the diagonal lines of this X, and around from one point to the other. And imagine this beam of light, take a moment, is right at the center of your hip area. Now twist your right hip forward. Okay, don't shift weight, just stay at the center and just twist. Now through the diagonal in the front, you push, you slide your hip out. Okay, same thing that you did here, you do it here in the diagonal. Okay, navel is in. Now bring this beam of light on a circular line back to the diagonal in the back. Then from here, you bring it back to the center. And as you can see, now your left hip is in the front. You continue to the left diagonal, bringing this beam of light to the left angle. Rotate back. And you are in the left back angle and then back to the center. And you are already in position to continue to the other side. So you continue. There is a child upstairs and a dog, and they both like to drop things on the floor. I do suggest you to move your knees accordingly with your hips. But as you can see, I'm not changing level, so I'm not doing like this, just something that you can do if you want, but I'm just moving my hips. So if you're on the left knee is straight and the right is bent. If you are on the right, your right knee is bent, is stretched, and the left is bent. Okay? Good. Now, hand movements. Our hands movement. Pay attention because the movements are not difficult, but when we are going to put them together with the movements of the hips, it might be getting confusing. So, I move my hands every 4 counts. Okay? So if you count 4 with the music, so if the music goes 1, 2, 3, 4, so if the beat is on the 1, 2, 3, 4, then you are always okay. And basically I finished one movement, I continue with the other every 4. Okay? So first movement, my hands are here. Okay? Here is 1, 2, 3, 4. This is my 4. Okay? And then I start again. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is my 4. Then again, forward, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is my 4. And then 1, I step forward with the right, sorry, I move a little bit back from here. I step forward with the right, I point my toes, and I go 1, 2, 3, 4. I go all the way down. If you're gonna go all the way down, just step forward and go forward with your hands. It's totally fine. So you're here and then you go 1, 2, 3, 4. And here you have the chance to bring your foot back. Then 1, 2, 3, 4. Then for 4 counts, I keep 4 in this position. So I will be 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the next 4, I will do forward, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Out. Again. From here, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Up. 2, 3, 4. Down. 2, 3, 4. Stay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Careful because the first turn, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. It continues, so there is no stop here. Okay? It doesn't, in fact, sometimes we lose the count because we take, like, we do 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me show you how to combine the two, the movements of our hands with the hips. From here, and we start rotating. Just pick a side that is more easy for you for now, okay? And I go to the left, so I go counterclockwise, my energy is going up, okay? Start by rotating. Just to play safe, just keep your navel in all the time. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, down. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now undulation. 1, 2, 3, 4. Circle. 1, 2, 3, 4. A shape. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then again, start. And here you can change direction. go clockwise. So if you, before you were counterclockwise, and now you can go clockwise here. And take always 4 counts to stabilize your circle, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Undulation. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Again, just pay attention that when we bow forward, we don't do anything with our hips because we are bowing. And then here as well, we don't do anything. And here the undulation, there are at least 2 undulations on your way down. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? And here 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. One thing that I haven't told you about the H-shape movements, energetically speaking, it's enhancing your aura. Every time that you do an H shape with your hips, with your arms, with your chest, anything that basically draws a beautiful H shape in your magnetic field, you create, you magnetize your magnetic field, so it creates a field of protection. So while you are doing this beautiful channeling and aligning practice, you are also protected and sustained by the energy of the universe. Okay, let's try with music. So for this practice, I chose, for copyright's sake, so they don't block it on Facebook, there is this beautiful creator. His name is Alex Dav. I will put the link in the copy of this post. And he has this beautiful music created with the hangpan and with the tabla. So it's a beautiful combination, very soothing music, but also a little bit rhythmic. And the music is a 4/4, very simple type of frequency, tempo, sorry. And he puts it on a frequency of 432, which is the frequency of the heart center. So it's meditative because it's calming and it's heart centering type of music. When you pick the music that you want to dance on and you want to meditate on, you have to make sure that the music has exactly the frequency that you want to manifest into the real world. So if your manifestation is love, if your desire is love, 432 is perfect because it really sets your frequency on the frequency, your vibration on the frequency of love. Okay, so let me play the music a little bit. 'Simple' because it makes this intercolor, this accent, where you really hear the one happening, okay? And these create also an additional flow, an additional impulse to attunement, to alignment, okay? Let me show you how to put all the elements together at least one time, and then I will do like 2 or 3 minutes of this meditation with you. And this is going to be the static version. In another video I will post next week, there will be the walking and the turning version of this same meditation in motion. So I just suggest you to learn this one well, and then next week you will be ready for the walking and the turning. And 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 4. 1, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. No counting. side. This practice can be very challenging on one thing, keeping the count and always initiate the movement on the first. So have you noticed that sometimes to shift I take a little bit more counts. So if I'm doing this, I take the time to adjust my hips movement and then I start with my hands. This is something that you have to allow you to do, because when you align really perfectly your hips movement and your hands, everything works perfectly fine. This music has a specific accent. On the one there is ta-ra-ta-ta, ta-ra-ta-ta. On the ta-ra-ta-ta you know that you have to initiate a movement. So even if you don't keep the count 1, 2, 3, 4 in your mind, the music is telling you when the one is, and the one is ta-ra-ta-ta, ta-ta. There are accents specifically on the one, okay? So it tells you when the movement finish and when the movements end, and you need to make your ears trained to this sound. The more you train your ears, the more the practice will become pleasant and more meditative, and you will feel this coherency just happening. There is a coherency between your body, your physical body, your heart and your mind, and your intuition, your intention, and this new self-concept that then maybe you are building about yourself, or this new intention that you want to manifest. There is this immediate coherency between your energy, your physical body, your heart, your mind. It's quite incredible what happens if you practice this for a few minutes a day. Notice that at the beginning the body is kind of, I don't know if I want to create that coherence. So you will make some mistake. Don't worry, you just start again, you correct yourself, and you take the time to count. Like sometimes you don't know if you're going to the left or to the right. Even if you do twice to the left, it's fine. It means that the energy needs to run in that way. If you realize that you have gone to the wrong direction, you can always fix it, and you take your time. You do 1, 2, 3, 4. You reset yourself on the new count, on the new movements, and then you start with the movements. For women nowadays, it's super important to have this coherency happening. Your body, your heart, your mind, your emotions need to be in perfect alignment, synchronized, and in coherence, because that's where our power manifests. That's where, and there is something very interesting about women, is that everything happens right within ourselves. Nothing is outside. When we start to do this work, everything happens and align inside of us. So we have a deeper, and I don't want to exclude men on this, but it's easier for women. And there's a coherency in a moment, historically speaking, where, you know, women are kind of challenged openly. Again, this inner coherency is absolutely so much needed. This power where you focus completely on yourself, on what you want to manifest, on your self-concept, on who you are, immediately empowers you and take the power away from anything else that wants to get your power, wants to get you distracted for what's important. And what's important is you, because you in coherence can be a healing catalyzer for the rest of, if not the world, at least your immediate family. Let's talk in that way. So without becoming superhero, but just if your inner coherency is coherently aligned, you become a healing catalyzer for your family. And maybe your friends, and maybe your students, and maybe your co-workers, and so on. I hope this is clear. Practice this one. Ask me any questions that you have about it. Feel absolutely free to ask me questions. And next week I will give you a version where we walk and we turn around. So I need this to be at least understood and practiced a little bit, so you can enjoy the others versions which are a little bit more articulated. Have a wonderful rest of your day or evening, and see you in the next video and in the next post. Bye!